What's going on, guys? We're back again for another video today. Today what I'm going to be working on is trying to take apart the rear end of the HELLCAT. And it looks like it's not going to be too hard, but my idea is to basically strip this entire rear end of like all the wiring and such, like the e-brake cable and you know, the ABS. You know, it was cut out of the car anyway. So I'm going to try and just strip all these wires off. And then my idea is to take the rear end out of the 300 by unplugging everything and then just transferring all the electronics onto the HELLCAT rear end, and then putting the HELLCAT rear end back inside the car. So that's what I'm gonna start with. I was thinking about doing the engine end first, but I think I'll do the rear end first today and just get swap that out. It seems like it might be marginally easier. And also today I'm gonna be working on removing the factory exhaust from this point forwards, because today I'm going to pick up a different exhaust for the car to put on once the car is ready to have it. But I'm gonna put you on time lapse now and just try to take all these wires off of here and just strip it down and see if I can get them all off without breaking anything. Here we go. Alright guys, I got off the little bit of harness that was on the rear end. I'm pretty sure these are for like the mufflers, the active exhaust cutouts, whatever they are. I got those off. I don't know what these go to. But now I'm gonna move on to removing what's left of the drive shaft on here. Unbolt those. I got the e-brake off. That was kind of easy, but not. Just have to pop up these little clips right here. Just bend them out. Like on this one here, it's locked in because that's pressed down. If you pop them up, you slide the cable out on both sides. So I did that. And then, yeah, so now I'm gonna take this end of this drive shaft off. And after I'm done with that, I'm gonna take the exhaust off of the car itself. Here we go. All right, guys, I got the remainders of the drive shaft out. That was in there pretty good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the exhaust on this car. Just get it out of the way. I'm gonna unbolt this one, that one, take these down, just drop the whole exhaust out of the car. So when I go to lower the rear end out, I'll have more room to work with. So I'm gonna put you on time lapse so you can watch what I'm doing. Nightmare it is filing this thing. Got the exhaust hanging, you could say. These are up here. This thing was a pain in the butt to get off. These shields are hard to work with. All I gotta do now is just separate it from the middle, slide it out, and the exhaust will be off the car. But this really did take a while. But let me try and pull it off now. Alright guys, there it is. I finally got it off. I'm sure you're going to be struggling with it. Just so heavy. It was really like caught up on these front two up here. That's what was causing all the trouble. Oh, they're uneven. I didn't know that, see? This thing looks all screwed up. Alright, well, we got that off. Put that right in the trash. Now, what I want to try and move on to now is I'm going to see if I can find some help somebody give me a hand with the rear end if I get around to that today. Try and get off the car. But we're getting there, little by little. I might just unbolt these now. Maybe, I don't know. I'll see what's next. I'm gonna start doing the rear end, I think. Maybe I'll take the suspension out, just go from there. All right, guys, I think I'll give it a start with no exhaust on it. See how it sounds. That's pretty loud. Just one of those things you got to do. But yeah, I'm trying to find somebody to give me a hand removing the rear end. So, all right, I'm gonna take the wheels off now, see how far I can get before somebody shows up to give me a hand. I'll get right back to you. All right, guys, what I want to move on to now is undoing the drive shaft from the rear end. I'm going to drop this down. I might just remove the drive shaft completely, take these two out, and the other 3 or 6 bolts up there. On these factory exhausts on the V6, it connects here, goes all the way back to the cat, and then from the cat, it's dark up there, you can't really see, but it like goes directly to the exhaust manifold. You would basically have to cut the cat off the car to get it off, unless you want to fight with getting the exhaust manifold off, which I think is crazy. I've never seen that before. So, let me grab a light really quick. I don't have one, but here it is. Oops. All right, so like I was saying, it's just one solid piece all the way up. There's no like flange or anything. This has a flange. I don't know what this is, like a flex pipe or something. And the other side doesn't have that, which is really strange. I unplugged all the O2 sensors and stuff, but it just goes all the way up. There's no flange. I'm gonna just cut it right about here on the other side as well. Just get them out of the way. Just go from there so I can get to the drive shaft without this thing being in the way. All right, guys, I'm back. I just got the drive shaft out of the car. 8 bolts there. I took down the center section. I took it out of there and I laid it down on the ground, and it's apparently a lot longer than the HELLCAT drive shaft I have. I don't know if this drive shaft I have up here is from a Charger or a Challenger, I'm not sure. But I also don't know if maybe the transmission is longer on the HELLCAT and it'll compensate the difference to the rear end, but it's not a big deal. Worst case scenario, I just have to find a Challenger HELLCAT drive shaft, or just get that one lengthened, I guess, at a drive shaft shop or something. I'm not sure, but that's where I'm at right now. I gotta run out now and go get the exhaust for the car. I'll give you guys an update when I get back. All right, guys, what I'm gonna move on to now is removing the rear suspension out of the car. I got my buddy Keith here today, give me a hand. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the whole car down onto these jack stands, and we're gonna compress the spring. And once the spring is compressed, I'm gonna back these 2 bolts out, one on each side. And after those are out, I'm gonna lift the car up on the air on the lift and loosen the tension to grab the springs. And when that's done, we're gonna move on to just taking the rear end out of the car. These 2 wires here, that one. I'm gonna undo the brake lines on each side and then just drop the rear end out. Let's move on from there. All right, guys, I went and took the bolts out of these locations here. And now Keith is gonna raise the lift. Go ahead, Keith. Very slowly. There you go. And you can see the springs back up. Keep going. You're good, just go up. All the way up. So now the springs are free. Now it's just a matter of taking them out. Next, what I'm gonna do is undo the brake lines. And then you'll see me taking the rear end out of the car. All right, guys, we're gonna start by setting these jack stands in place right now. We're gonna use one on each side, like on each axle, and one on the front, and a couple more back there, maybe, I'm not sure. But we're gonna do that and get these 4 bolts loosened up and just drop it down. The one thing that's gonna be a problem is trying to get the e-brake cable detached while this is still in the car. I'll see how much room I have to work with and just go from there. But we got the jack stands set up for the most part. Now I'm gonna put you on time lapse. We'll lower the car down and show you what we got.
Break for lunch.
All right, guys, we got the rear end out. We made a mistake. We accidentally unbolted the differential bolts instead of the front two subframe bolts. We were fighting with that for an hour. Another hard part to get out was the gas filler neck, which is here. This had to come out. That was a pain in the butt to get out. That got caught on the tank there on the inlet. That was fighting us. And then I decided just to cut the e-brake lines right here. So I'll put the HELLCAT ones in there. But it was a struggle for about 2 hours. But now we're gonna stop and take a little break, have a bite to eat, and then we're gonna install the HELLCAT rear end next. It's gonna be very exciting, I think. What do you think, Keith?
Make it happen.
Make it happen. All right, boys, we'll get right back to you. All right, guys, as you saw, I just got the HELLCAT rear end in place. Get ready to put it up in the car. I'm gonna lower the car down. Hopefully it lines up good without fighting it too much. Got to put the e-brake cable on and all kinds of fun stuff. But look at it. I mean, you know, the HELLCAT rear end's going in. And once this is all buttoned up, I'm gonna start on the front end, just stuff like that. Pull the motor out. But yeah, this thing's ready to go in. I'll put you on time lapse again so you can see the progress. All right, guys, we're back. I got the rear end in the car. Keith, if you would lift it up there.
You got it.
Everything's bolted in. It looks like this Chrysler 300 has a HELLCAT rear end in it, doesn't it?
It sure does.
All the way up, buddy. Man, that's something.
It definitely went in a lot easier than the other one came out.
What's that?
Definitely went in a lot easier than the other one came out.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. This Chrysler 300's got some HELLCAT parts on it here. Oh, yeah. Both sides. Yep. Gotta tighten down some more bolts. You know, the shock. Keep going up, Keith. Until it stops. The Brembo's on here. All right. All right. Gotta tighten down one last one. Let's see if we can get it while holding the camera. All right. Oops. Hang on. Hard to hold the camera and do this. All right, here we go. Dirt shower. Everything's in. I'm gonna torque them down to spec. I mean, as if this impact gun isn't good enough, but I'm gonna get the factory spec and torque them down after the fact. Let's see. All right, the rear end's in. The HELLCAT rear end's in the car. And looks good. Got some tidying up to do. All these factory plugs are gonna go into each other. Yep, in the car, guys. So
E-brakes hooked up.
E-brakes hooked up. Everything's hooked up. Gotta put the gas filler hose back on. Get the old exhaust hangers off of here. Yep, somebody just cut them. Yep, that's it, boys. The HELLCAT rear end's in the car, and I think that's gonna be it for today's episode. So be sure to consider subscribing to the channel. And next time when we get together, next weekend, try to have Keith come by again, and I'm gonna drop the front end, try to put the motor in. I ordered a couple parts for the car, so just take it from there. But like I said, we'll catch you guys next time.